Love is a way of building to a crescendo. Ride if you will, ride it with me.
Morning, everybody. Thought I'd give this thing a little bit of a clean out before we did any coffee making this morning. By the way, if you want the blandest, most tasteless grapes, our Costco has them. Divine flavor is a lie, unless divine flavor is just water. They are tasteless. I've never had a grape, and they're green grapes, which usually, are kind of grassy, but at the same time, very sweet. These just taste like water. And it doesn't make any sense. I've never had grapes that just taste like water. It's very disappointing. You get in there, buddy? I have two cats. That's Indy. And Lady does travel around. You've seen her every once in a while in a couple of videos. They are brother and sister. They were adopted 10 years ago. I'm not going to say on this day, because I don't think that's true. I'm probably pretty close to it. They are both, as all cats are, pains in the asses. But they are good cats. Because cats are, that's what animals are. Animals are a burden. Animals generally are a burden to folks who don't have children. So that's what they do. That's what we do to ourselves. Instead of having kids, we have animals. And in the 24 hours a day that we have, 5 minutes of that is spent saying to ourselves, oh my God, why did I do this? And the rest of the time is, oh, look what you guys are doing. You silly cats. So, yeah, they're great. For me, anyway. Matt can take them or leave them. He mostly leaves them. My favorite thing, though, and this has happened a couple times over the years. A lot this year, though. We went down to my grandfather's house twice this year in Florida, and he had to take care of the cats for an extended period of time, or else, the mess would just exist for a week and a half. So he took it upon himself to take care of them, and he loathes that. Like, absolutely. Wants little to nothing to do with them, to be honest with you. Every once in a while he'll interact, but it is not an everyday affair like it is with me. So, but yeah, they're here, and I wouldn't want life without them. Which I guess is a weird thing to say, but at the same time, pet owners know. Even the ones that have pets that didn't really want pets know that that's just how it is, The 5 minutes of why did I do this versus the 23 hours in a day where you're like, this is great. Cats are awesome. Dogs are awesome. Lizards are awesome. Matt's cousin, I think he's 11 years old now, has a lizard, a big lizard. I think they were an illegal lizard. Bought from a mail-away pet company. Something like that. I think that's how the story goes. It was either that or the turtle. I can't remember which. I think you can't sell exotic type animals at a very young age, like just hatched. They have to be kind of acclimated or something like. I don't know. There's laws. I'm not familiar with them because I don't I don't have lizards or exotic pets. That is not exotic. That is a box cat. So yeah. So he's got this lizard, and it's got a huge habitat. It's a beautiful lizard, and it's more active than I've seen a lot of lizards be when people come around to visit. Likes to sun itself, but then will just spring to life when people enter the room and be active. And I think, like, that's really cool. Makes me wonder what it would be like to have a lizard. But then it's like, no. I think about it again, and I'm like, no, I don't think I really need a lizard. I'm pretty good with what I have. I don't know if the inevitable sadness does happen. When, not if, when. Oh, doesn't feel threaded right. Maybe I've got a piece of coffee put wrong here or something. But, when the inevitable happens, I said this the last time because we had a wonderful kitty before who, I don't know, died when they were 13 or 14, in my opinion, incredibly too soon. All pets probably die incredibly too soon for their owners, but I would say 13 years old for a cat is very too soon. But it was a wonderful kitty. Still miss him dearly. And I said, you know what? I don't think I want a cat for a while. And then how many months later was that? Was it 5-6 months later? I saw Indian lady in a cat rescue, a no-kill cat rescue. And I'm like, aw, they're Siamese. And they're in a rescue. And their story is they didn't want to interact with people. That's awesome. Not that they didn't want to interact with people, because, I would love a lap cat. I miss a lap cat. I had a lap cat growing up. But, just the funny idea that, yes, they hate people too. Just fit me to a T at that point, because I had been Mr. Customer service for the longest time. And it's like, yeah, people, kind of done with people after 20 years of people. So they fit my personality. I didn't wipe his nose well enough. There's still some stuff on the side here. The static is real, and it's only going to get worse because now now we're into the dry times with the heat being on. That's a weird thing. It's still a weird thing to this day, but it's definitely weird when you have friends who are older. Rather than it being a parent thing, it's actually now we have older friends who fight tooth and nail to not turn on their heat until it is absolutely dire. It is absolutely necessary. We will freeze tonight if we don't turn on the heat, dear. So it's just weird to have friends that feel that way. It's just really odd. We had chicken nuggets last night, so the nugget dispenser is still on the countertop. I need to clean it out. Now we can get started. Good morning, everybody. Nothing like a good clean out. You know what I mean? They had Dulcolax, buy one, get one half off at CVS when we went to pick up my meds the other day. Buy one, get one half off. Oh, it was really funny. I mean, there's stuff's expensive for what it is, I think it's like almost like $24 for the size that I had to get for my colonoscopy. It was like $24. So the idea of buying one and getting one half off, and it's not like they go bad. So, you know, if they're expecting me to have a colonoscopy once every 3 years now, maybe it's not a bad investment. It's like our insurance rolls over. We met our deductible and have been riding pretty well on all the meds at no cost. So that rolls over at the end of this month. So when we were able to get one Ozempic, we asked if insurance would allow us to get a 3-month supply so that we wouldn't have to pay what we would normally owe for a 3-month supply after insurance. So they're like, oh yeah, they'll let you do that. I'm like, cool, let's get a 3-month supply now. So that I don't remember if I did the geisha, because this is the Colombia Las Nubes, which is Colombia clouds in Colombia clouds. Well, Nubes is clouds, I think, and it's the clouds. It is a geisha variety. We had a week-long 3-day thing where we kind of played with this in various ways. Makes great espresso. It's a light roast, and it makes great espresso. Also makes a great Chemex coffee. But I don't remember if I did it. There's 25 grams in the Rapid Brewer. I might have, I might not have. I don't remember. That's okay. We're going to do it now. We're going to do it now. Like I said, with this OXO Rapid Brewer, you don't really need to put a filter in there. I think we're basically putting a filter in there to give it a little bit more pressure for the coffee. I mean, you don't even need one for the top, because this shower distribution at the top here is actually pretty thorough. I guess I should look into the science behind why we're putting filters in here, other than maybe it's just a little bit more pressure. I think that there's got to be more to it than that, right? Right? I don't know. Anywho. She's doing the box cat thing too, but I think it's more out of necessity because it's getting colder in here. I mean, we have the heat on. We do have the heat on, but, you know, it's just... Generally, the floor just gets a little colder in the wintertime, so, you know... It's just the way it is. Here we go. Got our beautiful powder. Look at that. It's really nice. Down and in. Pack it down just a little bit here. It's maca fine. It's not... Oh, shoot. I keep digging up edges when I go to add this paper, and I think that doesn't help very much. You see, it really doesn't go flat. It doesn't stay flat. I don't know. It seems superfluous, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Filling it right up to this little watermark here. We'll do a timer. We got a little bit more to go. It's Thursday. Guess that's good. Tomorrow's Friday. People get excited about Fridays. I used to get excited about Fridays. But that was like after years of working through the weekends. You know, when you do promotions for anything, but for like radio stations and TV stations especially, when you do promotions, it's weekend stuff. There are far more things over the weekend. There can be 3 promotional things over a weekend, whereas there might be one midday at a 2-hour gig at some cell phone store, or a grand opening of gas station. I remember, when was it? 2001? 2000, I think it was 2002, maybe it was 2002. Gas stations, not all of them, but a lot of them in this area after September the 11th happened back in 2001, price gouged like absolute crazy. It's like the day hadn't hit 1 o'clock, after everything had happened, and gas stations were already moving the needle. And by the following day, we were seeing $7, $8, $9 a gallon for gasoline in Central Ohio, which was absolutely ridiculous. So in order to combat that and get back some goodwill from the areas, in 2002, early in 2002, several gas stations decided that they were going to drop their gas prices to, everything kind of reverted back to normal after a month. People were still gouging a little bit. I don't think after that point we ever in this area saw gas prices fall below $1 a gallon. Previously, you would see pockets, areas in town where it would be like 78 cents for unleaded, or 99 cents for unleaded, or 85 cents for unleaded. So you would still see that even in like 2001, early 2001. But when it hit, when that hit, everything started to creep up, and there reached a point where we didn't see below $1.50 a gallon for unleaded, regular unleaded, ever again. So, now you drive through and you see gas drop to like $2.75, and you're like, wow, look how cheap gas is. And it's not. That's that's inflation for the most part. But at the same time, there was a lot going on with that bullshit back in the day. But they in order to do goodwill, they partnered with radio stations, usually in the lower bands, like 99.7 The Blitz, where I worked. So it's 99.7. So they teamed up with the Blitz and did, I forget which gas station it was. They teamed up with the Blitz and did a 99.7 cent unleaded day. It wasn't even a day. It was like 2 hours. It was like for 2 hours, this location was going to do 99.7 cents a gallon for gas, or until they ran out. Either 2 hours or until they ran out. And they ran out. There was a line around. They had cops there. They didn't have enough cops there, so they had to call more cops in. People lined up. It was nerve-wracking the entire time, because I've mentioned my beef with certain salespeople and certain sales types before. The reason I lost my job at the Blitz was because a salesperson got intoxicated and perceived that I was doing stuff incorrectly, and I was not. I was doing what I normally do and had done for the past 2 years, and went and complained, and I lost my job after 2 years of working there and doing everything but sales in that damn building. Just like I did at the other radio station that I worked for, until I was laid off there. But yeah, so I lost my job because the salesperson got drunk, and I don't know, it saw something, and then I got called into the office and was told that I was being let go. So, and that's an honest truth. I'm not in the position right now to ever work at a radio station again. There's absolutely no reason for me to, bullshit about that. I did everything I was supposed to do. I always went above and beyond. But salespeople, I've never gotten along with salespeople ever since. The salespeople in radio were cutthroat. I don't know if they still are now. They'll oversell, and it's all for commission. Car salesmen. I've met some really wonderful car salesmen in my life, and I've met some of the worst human life ever in a car salesman. So, you know, it's both ends of the spectrum, you know. Ooh, even with the 2 filters in place, we're dripping some coffee here. That's kind of cool. I guess it is a maca grind. It's not an espresso grind. Espresso grinds more tightly clumped, packed together, a bit more of a seal on it, so it'll hold back a little bit better. Maca, the parts are a little bit bigger, so stuff kind of drains through and passes a little bit. It doesn't really glue together as much in a puck like you do with espresso with a maca. So, all right, so we're going to, and this is the geisha. It's fruity. It's citrusy kind of wonderful, more acidic notes, and especially since it's a light roast, it's even more so. So it's a wonderfully flavored coffee. This one was $30 at One Line Coffee, and the reason it was $30 is because it's a specialty coffee. Geisha is a specialty coffee. So 5. Let's do 5 and see what happens. But yeah, so I mean, well, that's a long roundabout way of talking about the fact that gas, we did a 99-cent day, and the salesperson was out there telling me to try to direct traffic. And I'm like, no, it's not my job. I am not a traffic director. I am not a cop. Get a cop out there to direct traffic. I'm not standing in front of anyone while you got to sign up saying 99-cent gas when it's $1.50 across the street. You know, I'm not doing that. That doesn't make any sense. That is not my job. I'm not killing myself, and I'm not being killed. You know, it's not happening. Sorry. You know, that's probably was their start of not wanting me to be around, because it was later in 2002 that I was let go from the radio station after a bar gig. I don't even think, is Adobe Gilas still there? The last time I passed by Adobe Gilas at Easton, it was dark and everything was gone. And to be quite blunt, that place was always not great. Always not great. Even at the very beginning, when that place opened up, when Easton opened up, that place was very not great. Generic, awful Tex-Mex. The lights were so low, it was dark and almost ominous in there. The decor was gross, and honestly, I don't think had been changed since its inception, back when it was a thing. He's over there playing with the stick that I bought him. I bought him a stick. I don't know if you're on Instagram, but these chew sticks popped up. I think I talked about this the other day. These sticks, they're like, oh, the cats will just chew on them and love them. And it helps clean their teeth. And I'm like, they could really use a teeth cleaning. I don't want to take them to the vet because that's an overnight stay, because they get put under an anesthesia and then their teeth are cleaned. I'd really love them to be able to clean their teeth here. And I bought those, and they seem to like them. They definitely throw them around a lot, which I think is a lot of fun. They just need to get into chewing on them, and once they chew on them, hopefully they'll understand that, hey, this is something that I can chew on. It's basically twine, cat-safe twine, I guess. I don't know. Probably turn around and it'd be toxic. That would be great. Oh, it smells so floral. You just want to sit there and smell it all day. It's just got this wonderful floral, fruity smell. Yeah, that's fascinating. It's so delicious. I guess I don't know how much is in here right now. I can find out by doing this. There we go. 126. I got out of that. All right, let's put a little bit more water in here. I got the camera in a different position. It's probably why it's a little bit more wobbly to everybody. But I've got a camera in a different position. It's more out in front of me rather than behind my head. Let's see when I get back and edit it, see if it looks okay or not. All right. 126, let's see how much this adds. 85, all right. About 210 grams, 211 probably. It's just so sweet and fruity, and it's a floral. It's actually it's a very refreshing coffee. What I should do is I should maybe Monday night before I go to bed, I'll grind this up in a overnight cold brew and try doing a cold brew with it, and then open it up Tuesday and see how that goes. It's very refreshing, and like I said, it's very citrusy, and just funny how it's very floral. I think that's more the lychee. This has got lychee notes. It says lemon verbena, a starfruit, hops. But the lychee is very floral and sweet smelling, and this just screams sweet and delicious. Oh, that's so good. Thank you for participating with me today. I hope you have a great weekend. We're going to a wedding on Saturday. I've not been to a wedding in a while. I asked him what I should wear, and he's like, I have no idea. And it's like, what do I wear? I don't know what to wear. We're not in the wedding. We're just in the seats watching the wedding happen, which is where I would prefer to be, if I'm completely honest, at any point. Oh, what are you doing? The lady sighting. Anyway, I hope you have a great weekend. We will talk to you next week. See you later. Bye.